As many of you guys know, I will frequently carry two small guns, and I feel better armed, better equipped when I'm doing so than carrying a single large gun. A lot of people focus on the whys behind the extra gun, so I thought I'd just address it. A lot of people think that I'm carrying that extra gun as a means to mitigate some sort of malfunction that I might experience in the first gun that I go to. A lot of people will carry a spare magazine for this. You know, you have a malfunction in the gun, most likely it's the magazine. You can ditch the magazine and reload with a presumably good mag and get back in the fight. Or they think that what I'm doing with the second gun is just ditching that broken gun and going to one that I know that works. Could that happen? Sure. That's not why I do it. A lot of people think that I am carrying the extra gun to guarantee, better capacity. So instead of carrying one larger gun with 16 rounds, I'm carrying two small guns with, 16-ish rounds combined. Not really worried about capacity. I strongly believe that if I'm not able to solve it in the 8 shots that I have in the LCR-22, I'm probably not going to be able to solve it in the 20 shots that I would have in some competition race gun that I could carry. So that's not the reason why. The reason why I prefer to carry the second gun, specifically the way that I do, is for the extra options. So both of these guns are carried in very deep concealment, right? So, I have nothing showing above the waistline. The shirt could come up. And then I have a second gun in a pocket, usually a little LCR-22 in the pocket. Sometimes I have two LCR-22s on me. And the why behind it is this. More often than I see gunfights, I see potential threats that could evolve into gunfights, and I want to set myself up best to have the fastest, most precise response to that should it kick off. With an Appendix carried gun, even if I was carrying in like an above the waistband, gamered out Appendix rig, the most that I could do in recognizing that there is something that may escalate to a gunfight is stage a garment. Going from hands relaxed by my side, doing a normal thing, or maybe where I'm more often, hands at the talking position, to a staged draw, a surreptitious draw position. And if I go further than that, then everyone's going to know that I have a gun. That can be sneaky. I can walk away from that. Nobody knows that I was getting ready to draw a gun should that situation diffuse itself, which most times it does. But if I have a pocket carried gun in addition to that Appendix rig, well, then I get a lot more capability, right? Instead of going there, I can drop to a full firing grip on a gun and have a much faster response to something if it does escalate, and just as much capability to ditch it and walk away. So how much capability, how much time savings are we getting? Is there a speed gain? Let's find out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little test of 5 draws from the deep carry Appendix that I have, 5 draws from the pocket gun that I have, and to simulate that evolving threat moment, we're going to pretend like I'm in a gas station, dude that is, maybe I got my family with me, some rando that is between me and the door is having an argument with the attendant, and it seems like it's escalating maybe to where this could turn into an armed robbery, something like that. I am going to allow myself to go from a relaxed position to a staged position, but I'm only going to give myself 1 second to get to that staged position. With only 1 second of prep time, is it worth it to have an additional gun where you might be able to gain some efficiency there? Let's find out. So I've got 7 yards to a USPSA steel from right here. That steel, only target we're focused on is the one that I care about most, 6x6 inch head. Let's see how it works with the Appendix carry first. This is deep carry. It's a 365X. So nice little auto. Let's see how that runs. To show you guys what's real, I'm doing this all in one take, no warm up, performance on demand. That is a 282 overall, or a 182 when we subtract out that 1 second par. Please pause this, take a second, hit that thumbs up button, and subscribe to the channel. .193, so that's subtracted, taking the second out. Also, please visit the link in the description, go to my Patreon, and show me some love there. .175. Thank you to all my patrons. You guys are making this range time possible, paying for ammo. .184. And that one, guys, it happens, is a botch draw. That is a 256. All of my hits are within the 6x6 inch square. Only one of my hits is actually outside of the eye box. So now let's do exactly the same thing with the LCR 22 in my little pocket holster, strong side, as I normally will carry this, with that 1 second prep time. So 1 second prep time, I'm starting here. When the first beep goes off, I'm going to try to get a full firing grip, and I can only draw that gun when the second beep goes off. If you're interested in training with me, remember to go to demonstratedconcepts.com, take a look at the class schedule. That is a 131, so 231 overall, but adjusting that is a 131. If you're looking to refine your draw process and you want some private one-on-one training, contact me through the website and we can schedule a Zoom training. That is a 165. .189 adjusted. .135. So that is a 235, but minus the 1 second. That is a 135 draw. Eye box hit. And taking my time on that last shot, really ensuring that I get dead center of that eye box. That is a 279, so a 179 adjusted. Now, the timer says it all, guys. All of those are looking faster, and none of it felt rushed, guys. I felt like I had all the time in the world to run through and control, roll that trigger to guarantee that precise shot. Now, some of you will say, well, what is it without deep carry? For most other people, maybe you're adding 0.2 of a second or 1/10 of a second or something. It has more to do with how I'm feeling that day than anything. So even if I was eating my Wheaties on my best day in the gamer rig, Appendix rig, versus that pocket, the best case scenario for the Appendix rig, I would still be 1/10 or 2 of a second slower than I was with the pocket rig when we're talking about having a single second to stage a draw. That's a big deal, guys. I want you to keep a few things in mind as you watch this. Number one, understand that the way that I'm structuring this test favors the Appendix draw over the pocket. Only having 1 second to stage a hand on a pocketed gun, well, that's an extreme case. Most of the time that you are out and about, and if you watch the footage from a lot of these robberies as they unfold, there's ample time to get a hand in a pocket during the unfolding of these events. So 1 second draw or 1 second staging time strongly favors the Appendix. Also understand that it's not just about the delta between the two or the difference between the averages of the two. There's also something to be said in looking at the variance in the pocket versus the Appendix sets. Generally, draws from a staged grip are going to be more consistent. So if I were to have given myself ample time to set up a perfect grip in the pocket, well, we've seen in other videos that I've done and others have done that it's very easy to get a 1.3 second draw to those eye box hits, and it can be boringly repeatable. Just 1.29, 1.35, 1.3, all of them within 1/10 of a second variance. Whereas the difference between our best draws and our worst draws when we're talking about a standard Appendix draw where we are not able to stage a hand on the gun first, that variance is huge. Sometimes you are smoking fast and you can get a sub-second draw, and sometimes the garment catches, the hand doesn't end up where it's going, isn't in time, or all of the small things that can happen. So you have this huge variance, a 0.7 second draw and a 3 second draw in the same carry style. Being able to be repeatable through all of this, that's another one of those advantages. So highlighting that for you guys so you're not just looking at a 0.2 or close to it difference between pocket draw and a standard Appendix carry. So yeah, I would rather have 2 guns on me than 1 big gun. I would rather have, if they add up to be exactly the same weight, I'd rather have 2 guns that is a distributed mass on my body for comfort. But the big reason here is there is an added capability with pocket carry, more so than just needing to walk around with your hand in your pocket all the time. Just a single second is enough. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Keep training, stay safe.